And we are live. What's good, y'all? What's good? Happy Friday. Happy Veterans Day. It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. What's good, everybody? Today's a good day. It's not raining anymore. The sun came out a little bit. We're down here in Florida. Really good day for a vet. Really good day. And you know what I'm doing, just checking the sound, but it's really good. Yeah, and we are good. We're definitely gonna want some sound effects for today. How y'all doing? What's good? What is good? We thanks for coming out. This is gonna be just a fun little, quick little show. Maybe we're just gonna have a little fun. We're gonna talk about just honor all the veterans out there and basically honor all Americans, because we wouldn't have this country if it weren't for the vets. We wouldn't have toe the line. And hopefully we'll have some of my buddies jump on, some former vets jump on and have some fun. Also, Black Man Unfiltered has Veterans Show today. I want to say it's at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, I want to say. What We Know podcast also is going to have a show dedicated to veterans. I'm definitely planning on being on both those platforms. And then we're here. I just want to kick it off. We're going to start here and spend the whole day. And for all the vets out there, man, make sure you take advantage of your day. Go out and get you a free meal. Get you a few free meals. I'm going to see if I can't get myself a free drink somewhere. Miss AKA Lady, what's good, love? Good to see you. Last call for insight. Sister Candace, thank you so much for coming out. I see you, love. I see you as well. Thank you so much. Happy Veterans Day. And happy Veterans Day to the family of veterans. They go through it. They go through it. It's one thing to be deployed, doing what you got to do, soldiering, but it's quite another for the family, the loved ones who are left behind, and that has to be really tough on them, really, really tough on them. But I want to kick this show off with something that I think is just really nice. Check this out. If my main don't open wide, I got a reserve by my side. Well, it's really on your stomach, but that's how the legs sing it. But shout out to them for singing it and doing their thing. Yeah, I used to love that. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I used to love hearing any kind of cadence when I was a kid. When I'd be watching a movie or TV show or something, malfunction. My whole mic stand just came off, y'all. Malfunction. Sorry about that. So when I was a kid, if I would hear a cadence, a running cadence or a marching cadence, I would get up and I would run in place or I would march in place and I would be answering the call. I mean, as like a little kid, as far back as I can remember. And like I said, I watched a lot of Marine Corps movies, so a lot of those cadences were Marine cadences. And then as I got older, and I realized that most of my family were Army vets, and a lot of us were paratroopers. Now, a good some of us paratroopers. Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to get up and just march in. I would march in place or run in place, and I'll be singing the cadence. So once I got into the United States Army, that's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do was sing cadences. I would do that all the time whenever they needed someone to jump out there and sing, like do it. I would do it. I love doing it. That was my thing. I don't know, guilty pleasure. But, that was, I couldn't wait to get in formation. I couldn't wait to sing cadence. I loved it. I don't know, it's a weird kind of thing, but I loved it. Miss AKA lady. In high school, I went to Leadership Academy, Mississippi, CBs. Oh, okay. The only thing that made morning PT bearable was the spicy cadence. Yeah. And I got in the Army in the 90s. They cracked down on the spiciness. You know what I mean? Of the cadence. They wanted to crack down on it, but they couldn't stop us. Especially when you started getting closer to your units, you got closer to the line units, or you train with the hardcore types. That's when you got the real deal when it came to cadences, and we didn't care. We didn't care. The Marine Corps, I don't know what they were doing over there. I didn't spend any time around Marines when they were in training, especially on Marine installations. So I don't know what type of cadences they were singing, but I know what we were singing. And I tell you what, it was something else. And here's another one. Let me see. Let's pull this one up. There's another one that I like. So when you talk about the spicy stuff, this is the stuff, this is right before I enlisted. This movie came out. This was full of y'all. This was just the best.
Mama and Papa were laying in bed. Mama and Papa were laying in bed. Mama rolled over, she said. Mama rolled over, this is what she said. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. P.T. 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 Good for you. Good for you. Good for me. Good for me. Good. Good. Up in the morning to the rising sun. Up in the morning to the rising sun. Gonna run all day till the running's done. Gonna run all day.
And back then, they ran everywhere and they PT'd in their boots. And the Army, they started to crack down on that because it did a lot of damage to your knees, your shin splints and everything. But I spent a lot of time running in my boots. Again, that was something they wanted to crack down on, but I spent a lot of time.
I love working for Uncle Sam. I love working for Uncle Sam. Lets me know just who I am. Lets me know just who I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, I love the Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, I love the Marine Corps. My Corps.
I just did that for my Marine brothers and sisters out there because I know y'all want to hear a little bit. I got my little airborne cadence in. We got a little Marine cadence in. The thing about that movie, Full Metal Jacket, and I didn't know this, in that movie, they kept Lee Army, the drill sergeant, they kept him away from all the actors who were playing the Marines in training because they wanted to get that real hardcore feel. And they allowed Lee Army to ad-lib because he was a real drill instructor in the United States Marine Corps. So he would ad-lib. And those poor actors had no idea what was going to happen. And it added to the movie's realness. And they did that throughout. So they kept those guys away from him on set. So when he came out, they had no frame of reference. They had no idea who he really was. They didn't interact with him. So it's like you're dealing with a real drill instructor. And that added to that movie. One of the greatest movies, in my opinion, ever made. So yeah, Miss Globe Girl, what's good? Look, good to see you. I'm going to put the chat in for anyone who served if you want to come up and share some of y'all stories. You know what I mean? Today is the day to do it. You don't have to cam up or anything like that. Just when you're in the back, just show me, just wave at me or something so I know it's not a bot or some crazy person. But if you serve your United States military, please come up and let's have a talk. Man, I tell you what, one thing you need to know about the military in general, people who served, every branch gives shit to all the other branches. Like the Army is always going at the Marine Corps, and then the Army and the Marine Corps are always going at the Air Force, and the Air Force is going at the Navy. I mean, that's just how we do it, and it's all love. You know what I mean? It's it's all love, and I tell you what, we go at each other. But when it's time to go do our jobs, when it's time to pull each other out of harm's way, when it's time to provide covering fire and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's like a sibling rivalry kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, there's a little bit of jealousy involved. I mean, one of the cases I used to sing all the time. It was I was singing G.I. Rice and G.I. Gravy. G.I. wish I joined the Navy. You know, be out there singing on a rough day because you see the Navy guys out there chilling, right? They're out there getting their suntans together, eating good chow, and we out there with our MREs. You know what I mean? Sweaty gear, and I was like, yeah, G.I. Rice and G.I. Gravy. G.I. wish I joined the Navy, and we used to always get a kick out of that. Black Man Unfiltered in the house. What's good, fam? On the road, I understand, but supporting you, I appreciate it, bro. I really do, man. And I'm always hollering your name over here, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out Black Man Unfiltered. If any of the mods have that link, they could post the link to Black Man Unfiltered in the chat. I appreciate it. He has so much going on. He has a show called The Silent Treatment, where he has people from the deaf community come onto his platform and they have their show. They just like we have ours. They'll have a platform of people within the deaf community, and you know, via sign language, they're just having a show and they're talking about their issues. What absolutely the best thing I've ever seen on anything. I'm talking networks. I'm talking Hulu and all the rest. YouTube. The best thing I've ever seen. Black Man Unfiltered should be on someone's creative team out there in the real world. And we're going to do what we can do to make that happen. Very creative, bro. And also check out the Dustosphere over there. Brother Dusto served in the Army, as a matter of fact. And then you have Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. Brother Mandrell will be on this platform here in a few minutes. He served the United States Army as a Green Beret. He was on the teams. You want to talk about people who put in work for the country. That brother put in work. He has a show on Black Man Unfiltered Network. So many shows over there. They have sports shows over there. And then on Friday, there's the tonight. Now, I think tonight's going to be Barbershop. I think. Yeah. Barbershop tonight, where you just have a bunch of sisters and brothers discussing, issues that revolve around our community and the rest of America. And when I say sisters and brothers, I'm not talking about just black folks. You got folks from all walks of life over there talking about these issues, sharing their opinions. I mean, it's a really good platform, and what Brother Black Man has built. My hat's off to you, bro. You know what I mean? Too bad you didn't enlist. You almost did everything perfect, man. You should have enlisted. Could have come over and, you know what I mean, fought a little war with us, whatever. Could have got you some, bro. Could have got you some, man. But, you know, it's never too late. They just, in fact, they're having such a hard time reaching their enlistment goals that they just raised the age for enlistment from 31 to 40. No, from 38 to 41, I think it is. So you can be 41 years old and you can be out there and you can get you some.
Get some.
Yeah, baby, you can get some. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a show on that. It's becoming harder and harder for our military to reach their recruitment goals. This, y'all, is definitely gonna be a serious problem for the nation. I'm definitely gonna continue to cover that. And Sister Candace, I'll share that with my husband. Yes, please do. Miss AKA lady. I never served, but my dad was an Army man. I was born on Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I've been there. My dad's Army discipline structure and work ethic definitely shaped me. That's a good thing. I'm trying to do the same thing for my daughter, just not as hardcore. But we're getting there. Sister Candace, I'll share the chat with my husband, Brother DL. The chant with my husband, brother. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's it. G.I. Rice and G.I. Gravy. G.I. wish I joined the Navy. Yeah, share that with him. I think he'll get a kick out of that cadence. And thank you, Sister AKA lady, for posting Black Man's info. Y'all, please check out Black Man Unfiltered Network. There's so much good going on over there. We have Veterans Day show tonight for the veterans on Barbershop. Cool. I'm definitely going to pop in on that. Oh, no Barbershop tonight because of the Veterans celebration. So we're just going to be chopping it up on the Veterans Day celebration today. But normally on Fridays, every Friday, there's the Barbershop. Y'all definitely want to check that out moving forward. 8:30 Central Standard Time. Thanks, Brother Black Man. Don't get no ticket walking around, driving around out there texting. Be careful, bro. Be careful. But yeah, and I did drop the link for any vets in there that would like to share their experience. Ms. Globe Girl, I'm always on you. But I would love to hear your experience in the Navy. Ms. Globe Girl was in the United States Navy. She had I want to say at least 3 deployments. So she was definitely getting some. And even though we talk crazy to each other, we all know that every branch and everyone who serves, from the airmen to seamen to, the soldiers and Marines, even the Coast Guard. We all are needed to protect this country, to protect our way of life. And if there's anybody out there who's in Space Force, please jump up and tell me what the hell y'all do. Space Force. You know what I mean? I guess. You know what I mean? Like, Space Force? Really? What are y'all doing? This Globe Girl Veterans Day, Memorial Day are always tough for me, I'm sure. And I'm sure for others. Not all comrades I walk with made it back, even Navy. So, but I'm still go Navy. Absolutely. And yeah, there's a lot of people who, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. That's what the mission entails. You know what I mean? Not everyone comes home. And that's just real talk. And there's no easy way to put it. You know what I mean? People talk about, people make the ultimate sacrifice. Most folks don't really truly understand what that means to be there, to lose someone. You know what I mean? I know when we were gearing up for our mission, this was during Desert Storm. They finally came up with a mission for us, and the mission was simple. We were going to go to a location. We were going to set up all our equipment. We were going to turn everything on, which was ridiculous because we had a lot of equipment. It's easy to triangulate on our equipment. We were going to turn everything on just so we can take rounds from the enemy. And the reason we were doing that, we were in essence, we were going to be the dummy airfield. And our mission was to draw fire from the real airfield, which was just a few clicks away from us. And so we were packing up for that mission. And I distinctly remember packing up body bags. Distinctly remember that. And it was something. It was something. When you talk about a reality check, here I am, this 19-year-old kid in the middle of the Saudi Arabian desert, and I'm loading up body bags, and it was enough to put, it was like 2 or 3 bags per soldier. It was a lot of body bags we were loading up. And, I was kind of like, why we got so many body bags? And then someone was like, oh, you want to make sure you have enough. You never know. Not just body bags for us, but for the enemy as well. And I just was shaking my head like, man, this is real. And that mission never came about because the war moved too fast, basically. And that everything happened so fast that we didn't even get a chance to get to the location to do our job because it was over before we knew it. What's good, brother Mandrell? How you feeling, man? Welcome. Happy Veterans Day, brother. How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, thanks for coming up, bro. I was just sharing the story. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, cool. I was just telling the story of we had a mission during Desert Storm, and I remember packing up for the mission and just loading up a bunch of body bags. And it was one of those things. It was just like, that's when it all hit me. You want to talk about a reality check? It's like, bag, human remains, 1 each. It's like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 19 years old. It's like, we taking body bags with us. This is gonna get real. Never did this in training. So yeah, man. And I started the show off with some cadence, man. I had they were listening to some airborne cadence, some running cadences, and also had some scenes for Full Metal Jacket when they were running around. Dude, what I mean, I know you joined the military, but tell me some of your favorite parts of the military, man. That Army life.
Going to the range.
That was it.
Yeah, you asked me what my favorite part was. That was my absolute favorite.
It was
going to the range. That was my absolute favorite part about it. I get to squeeze off rounds. Now I'll say no problem, Candace. But my absolute favorite was actually combat. I love being in gunfights. Loved it.
We talked about that.
I love being. Yeah, when I say love, I love being in a gunfight. Love it.
Man, I tell you what, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I can deal with a firefight, man. But I can never say I loved it. You know what I mean? And even like on the streets, even back home, Like gunplay was never my favorite thing, bro. But you were down with it. Like that was your thing.
I love the fight. I ain't gonna lie. I love the action because, I mean, the whole thing about, well, but you could die. That's crazy. No one loves that bullshit.
There's a lot of people that do.
The rush of being in Mortal Kombat, there's nothing like it. Listen, because one fuck up and it's all over. You will never be here again. And it's the ultimate test. It's the ultimate test of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're in a situation, one fuck up, you can check out of here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But you talking, bro? You talking about like a confidence booster? I mean, you know, we walking around there thought what? Man, listen, yeah.
You know, people out there thinking like, man, drill crazy. I'm telling you, what he's talking about is the truth. Is the truth. The excitement, the adrenaline. Like, you are living. You are on the edge. Like you said, one mistake, you threw. One misstep and it's over. Right? One misstep, you could call somebody else. You know what I mean? It's something. You know what I mean? We talk. Oh, go ahead.
I heard this. I think it was Hemingway that said the war is a drug.
Yes.
And there's no hunt more exciting than hunting a man. See, these people are telling the truth. People think it sounds crazy, but I'm like, listen, it's real. I never thought I'd like to be in war. I didn't think I'd like it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like everybody else. I didn't want to die, you know. But I mean, when you're in it, it's like every emotion you could possibly have hits you all at one time. Fear, calm, excitement, relaxation, all that shit, like depression, everything hits you at the same time and it stays there the whole time you're in it. You know what I'm saying? And afterwards, you'll never feel more alive. You will never feel. Oh, you know what got me, DL? Like, I never had to pee during combat, but afterwards, I'd feel like a racehorse.
Yeah, because you got other things to think about.
Yeah, like when the shelling stops, I'm gonna go over here in this corner. And it's like, you're like, Jesus, am I gonna stop? How much water did I drink?
It's part of your body just kind of finally being able to relax itself. Your mind is racing. You got so much to do. And it's like these young guys in the streets, man. Like we hear about these rappers and all that. You know, like the Takeoff situation and all these other rappers. It's the same thing, man. That's a form of combat. These guys are out there, and it's exciting. They're out there. They're in it. I'm telling you, when the rounds start going off, you're like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? But you have to stay sharp. You have to keep your wits about you. If you don't, you might not make it home. So there's a lot of people that do that. There are guys who were in the Vietnam War, and the war was over. They came home to a very, very, very terrible homecoming, and those guys would just become mercenaries. Those guys will go join the French Foreign Legion or something like that because they wanted that. They wanted that action.
I got out. I took 2 security contracts, that's what they call it now. Security contracts. You're a mercenary.
You're a mercenary.
You're a soldier. You're a soldier of fortune. You know what I'm saying? You're working for a company, and it has its own private military. Let's call it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, but now the pay, holy shit. If the Army paid like that,
I never would have got out. Yeah, I never would have got out. I would have retired.
Who would? Yeah, they do it. Yeah, who would get out? Where else you going to go and make that kind of money?
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
And the money, and the thing is, the government has the money to do it too. Because they pay the private military companies the money to pay us. So that's how we know the government, you know, it's like we know the government has the money to do this because
it's guaranteed bread.
They're giving these companies the money to pay us. Like, this is government money that we're getting paid. They got it from the government. So, like, why didn't the government just pay the soldiers? You know what I'm saying? This amount of money.
You could cut out the middleman. Just give it right to the soldiers. But right. It's all a big. You know, it's like when we were over there for Desert Storm, and the Kuwaiti government wanted to pay each service member X amount of dollars. I want to say it was like $1,000 a month extra as gratitude. Thanks for coming. They helped them liberate their country. and the government, the United States government said, no, George H.W. Bush, like, we're not mercenaries. I'm like, I am too, a professional soldier. You know what I mean? Let me get that bread. And but I guarantee you that money changed hands. We just didn't get it. They gave us our medal was made of precious metals like gold and silver and stuff like that. The Kuwaiti Liberation Medal. We had to sign for it. Like, it's actually worth money. But we didn't get. I was like, dude, you keep the medal and give me extra $1,000 a month.
No, you can't. We can't give our soldiers more money. Why? What are you talking about? Bro. We pay them peanuts so they can go and die.
Most of us don't even die. You get stuff blown off because medicine has gotten to a point where
exactly. Most of us don't even die. We get shit blown off. We come back missing an arm or a leg or something or an eye
or something. Yeah, like and then you got to fight to get your benefits from the VA. But we don't want to make this negative.
God, bro.
Yeah, yes. We don't want to make this negative. But I want to show everybody what Mandrell's talking about. This was Brother Mandrell's favorite part of the military right here. Look at that, calling for fire, just chilling.
Hey, get ready.
So one to get right here.
We like two guys. We're not taking calls. We're only two guys. I got Stovall that you were.
People don't realize how much talking and just sitting around waiting goes into a firefight these days, man. You sit back, look, you hear the rounds going off, got to figure out the plan. How did y'all deal with that, bro?
Well, for us, there wasn't much waiting around. It wasn't like this for us. When we went to go fight, I mean, like this kind of shit, walking, nah, we were getting dumped on. It's only 12 of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like we spread out too far.
They got a company, right? This is at least a company size element. And they're taking rounds. I mean, it's like why look over? Yeah, he's got that 203. He's looking to put some rounds in. And everyone's scoped. All the weapons are scoped. So, y'all, this is Mandrell's favorite part. Me. This is the kind of stuff, like, I'm cool, but I would, if we could avoid it, I'm cool with that, too.
Why'd you avoid it? That's your job.
Because it was 12 of y'all, was 4 of us. Well, our tag teams were 4 to 6 dudes, bro. we were sliding around.
No, what I'm saying is, there's 12 of us in our little fob. We went out in 4-man cells. Just like y'all. Wow. It was only 4. Yeah, we went out. It was like 4 people. I mean, Humvee can only fit so many people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah. And the thing is, like, the Army couldn't select. There's a lack of people going to, participating in sports because parents are stupid. They don't want their kids to be healthy or see what it's like to litter in a sport and compete and learn what it is to earn something. So, people aren't in shape. They're not team players. And there's other elements too to be in that part of the
Miami
Army.
Said I'm a
and
Miami said I'm a winner. It's like, no, man. Yeah, and this the early part of this video really showing these dudes get down. God, I hate this part right here, man. When you're exposed like that and have to cover that distance.
So break. 2-1 is taking IDF.
Conserve your rounds!
Was that you? Yeah.
Like I said, bro. Don't like zip pops.
Hey, keep those fires coming! Push!
Here, man, that red smoke. These guys right here. Let me pause this for a second, man. These men and women right here. You want to talk about superheroes? Whenever I come across those air crews, those Max that fly in.
Yeah, there were no women out there. There were no women out.
In our unit, we have females flying in our unit. We have females flying the Black Hawks and the Chinooks coming in. Not a lot, but we had some. They would fly in.
Okay.
They would fly in, and they would. Yeah, where we were in, they were doing that, and because that's one of the things that there was a big conversation about. It like, I thought y'all weren't allowed to come into a combat environment or like a combat zone. Like, we're not in a combat zone. We're in the rear with you guys. I'm like, yeah, but you go forward. Like, well, we're not stationed there. We just go there and we come back. I was like, all right, hood, get some. Go get them and bring them back then. But I give it to these people to come flying in to school.
There are female pilots now, and they do take rounds. You know,
absolutely.
I mean,
this helicopter's taking a shit ton of rounds right now, bro. But anybody that's willing to fly in there and come get you out and take you home, man, that's an angel to me. That's an angel to me, man. But that was Mandrell's favorite part. My favorite part was just singing the cadences, y'all. So you can see people are different with it. What was the worst part about?
Huh? What was the worst part?
What was your worst part about your military experience? And I ain't just talking about the SF time. I ain't talking about the hoodness. I'm talking about from the beginning to end.
Worst part. Dealing with incompetent leadership. Just dealing with the person. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst part. You know what I mean? For me, there was that, and there was just lack of communication with your families. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
So I guess that does suck. Bad leadership is the worst, bro. Even peacetime in the rear, bad leadership sucks no matter where you are.
Yeah, dealing with incompetent leadership, man. It's just. I remember I got called into a meeting with our first sergeant and our company commander. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even our team captain. He was the company commander, right? And they asked me, "You trust?" He asked me about our team sergeant, right, at the time. I said, "No." You don't trust him? Nope. Here's the thing: you called me in here to ask me questions. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know why I'm here, to be honest. What's the problem? But that's what we're trying to find out. Okay, well, I don't know. Who called the meeting?
Yeah, who put him in command?
Well, he did. Okay, well, why don't we ask him? I don't know why I'm here. I don't know that there's a problem. No one said anything to me. You just told me you don't know what the problem is. So who called this meeting, that person, must know what the problem is. And if you don't know what the problem is, why am I here?
They just wanted people to come in and lie to them. That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I mean? People don't lie to you at that level. You know what I mean? Those type dudes, they ain't gonna lie to you, bro. There's no PC that's going on, bro. This is like,
well, don't ask. If you don't know, don't ask me a question you don't want the answer to. Yeah.
Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies.
Tell you no lies.
I learned that in the military. Miss AKA lady wants to know, how was your first year in the military?
Busy. Very busy.
You were training. You were training from day one through your first year, right?
The first 2 years. Because look, I told you, to create a Green Beret, it takes 2 years. It takes 2 years to create a Green Beret. Only takes about 10 months to create a Navy SEAL and an Army Ranger. About 10 months. Green Berets, 2 years. So everyone gets the Navy SEALs are the best of the best. Nah, slow down.
Different missions.
Slow down, bro. Yeah, we have to do what they do also, and a whole lot of other shit. So I mean, like you take a Green Beret team, stick them in any country on the planet. You give them 6 months. 6 months. They're in control of that country's economy. They're telling the government what to do. Like I said, we married several of their women. got kids on the way and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we 6 months, 12 of us have taken over an entire country.
That's
So
that's the mission. That's the mission.
Navy SEALs don't do that.
Yeah, and the
Just
SEALs
saying.
are great at what they do. The Rangers are great at what they do.
Yeah,
you
they're
know what I
great at
mean?
what they do. Yeah.
The MARSOC Marines outstanding at what they do, and so on and so forth. Like the
Definitely.
the PJs, the Air Force PJ guys, outstanding at what they do.
Yeah.
It's everyone has a lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone. People have to understand that all these specialized units have different missions. You know what I'm saying? Like Delta Force, you don't know what they do, and that's the point. You're not supposed
but
to.
Mandrill, they don't exist. They're only in movies. Delta Force, they're not real.
You're right. That's my answer to him. You're right.
You're right. They're not real. Okay.
They don't exist. You're right. You're right. They don't exist. They're not real.
Yeah. Okay. I can show you the compound that doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. I've been on that compound once. That was it.
Right.
I can drive you to it right. I can drive you to it right now. Like if we were on Fort Bragg, I still know where the place. I passed it like 18 trillion times because we used to train. Where we train, you have to pass by it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in the middle of. It's like it's not even really hidden. Like you only know. Like the only way you see it is if you know where it is, and the shit is right in front of your face. Like it's right. I was like, wait, it's right here.
Hidden in plain sight. Perfect
It's
place
right
to hide
here.
it.
Right.
There.
I'm like, wait, it's right here.
Just another random building at Fort Bragg.
Thing you want to you're the my internet is tripping today for some reason. I guess it's that weather, the hurricane coming through. Or
Is that
we got bad-
or they making sure we don't give any state secrets? That's another thing too.
There
Man.
you
That's
go.
like the worst kept. That's the worst kept secret in the United States military is Delta Force, man. But again, everyone has their own job. When the Panama mission, they sent Rangers in to neutralize Noriega's private jet on an airport, right? That mission went bad. The SEALs did what they were supposed to do, but that wasn't a SEAL mission. That should have been a Ranger mission. But it was goes back to that incompetency, right? You got this competition in, back then with these officers trying to get, the stuff in their record so they could move their career up. And they took this mission. That wasn't their mission. You know what I mean? And it just didn't make any sense. And now, these dudes, they're all top operators. Whatever the mission is, they're gonna get it done. But you know what I mean? It's you can't send Green Berets. You don't want to send Green Berets on SEAL missions. You don't want to send Rangers on combat controller missions. You don't want to send PJs on MARSOC missions. You just don't want to do that. That's not their lane, like what Brother Mandrill was saying. And Miss AK Elliott. Oh, go ahead.
Like I said, now Berets can do what SEALs do. They can. You know what I'm saying? We train just like they do. But we don't, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to send, like, it's like DL said, you're not going to send berets on shit that's better suited for SEALs. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be incognito. We get in there, in and out, we're done. In, out, clean, we're done. We go there for a specific reason. We take care of the mission and we're out. No one's none the wiser. We were in your house planting bugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Taking shit. And we left. Your neighbors don't even know we were there. Your dog is in the house. Don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's direct action. You know what I'm saying? That's a direct action mission, stuff like that. But the other things like for SEALs, like that whole thing down in with those pirates.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
In Somalia.
In Somalia, those Somali pirates. You had a SEAL sniper taken them out. Cool. Army snipers could have done the same thing, taken the same shot, made the same shot. But Army snipers had something else to do somewhere else.
Right. They're on the ground.
Can they do the other thing is can they do the same thing? I don't want people to think that, okay, these people are better than those people, and and SEAL. I'm like, no, a sniper is a sniper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? An operator is an operator. You know what I'm saying? Like SEALs, yeah, they do what they do. They go in, hit them, and come out. We've done shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? But bruh, there's some shit we've done. I don't see them. I don't see them doing. But I mean, I don't see them making it out of it. But I mean, you know, it's because we train for different things. Again, 2 years of training. Jesus.
Yeah, and you look at that, you know, like what Mandrill was talking about. Yeah, some things he's done is like, bro. And then you might have a guy that you got regular SEALs, and you got guys who are SEAL 6. Like those dudes, you want to talk about? Yeah. Those are some really highly trained SEALs. You know what I mean? So
that's because training is pretty much your job. Like if they're not out deployed somewhere and they're back here, their job is training.
They're training.
They train their ass off. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for all units in JSOC. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You're training. You take the 82nd Airborne. You know what I'm saying? You take like any infantry unit. They're training all the time. They're out in the field all the time. That's why I didn't want to be infantry. I don't want to be in the field that much.
Yeah, I wasn't infantry. I still got in the field.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I mean, these, you know, like I say, SEALs, they might go. I don't like water, but I had to do drown-proof training. I had to train in the water. I don't like water. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like having my hands tied behind my back and thrown in the deep end of the pool and tell me, swim back up and catch your breath. Do this 5 times. What? How the hell am I supposed to do that? My hands are tied behind my back. You gonna give me some pointers? Any tips? Any tips on this? No. Just do your best.
Make it happen.
What? Right, exactly.
We ain't got all day, Airborne. What? Make it happen.
Exactly.
And see, I didn't do all that, man. Just being a paratrooper. Like, so my first year, you know, hit basic training. So all my training took 6 months, from basic training through my advanced individual training, AIT, which is Air Traffic Control School, and Airborne School. All that took 6 months, about 6 months. And then I went home for a week. I got back to Bragg, and then I was sent to the war. Like I was sent to Saudi Arabia. So the second 6 months I was with my unit. So for me, it was just getting to learn the ropes of the unit, figuring out who's who, and that's where I began to really learn what's up in the Army. So my first year was basically just learning split between training and figuring out how to really soldier. And then after that, you know, we got back and, you know, now it's just like Mandrill was saying, it's just training, different missions, training this, training that, you know, getting a call to go here, to go there, to do this, to do that, to work with these people and those people, you know. So I have fun, but most Army folks, most military folks, they have a 9 to 5. They do whatever their job is and they go home. You know, they do a little PT. It's just a regular job for most.
Yeah. For most people, like if you were actually doing air traffic control, instead of police calls and stupid shit like that.
Yeah, being in the motor pool.
Right, being in the motor pool. Like, what? PMC, do it.
PMCS. Yeah.
Do PMCS. Wait, I'm an air traffic controller. What are you talking about? I'm not a mechanic. That's why you got a motor pool. You got mechanics in there, right? Why ain't they doing it?
Right.
You know, it like, so regular units, it can be a mess. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you wonder why shit gets broken and things ain't done right. Like, you don't have mechanics doing PMCS. You don't have unit armorers cleaning weapons. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you expect to happen?
Right.
What you think is going to happen?
Yeah, and we were tactical air traffic controllers, so we have a lot of communications gear and a lot of just gear, air traffic gear, that would normally keep us busy. But on top of that, we had to deal with the trucks because all of our stuff, our heavy stuff, was mounted on trucks, 2.5 ton trucks, Humvees, this and that, 5 ton trucks. So we had to go in and we had to do all that maintenance on those vehicles. We had to do the maintenance on our equipment. We had to do radio checks. Right then, our weapons, we had to go get our weapons. Like Mandrill said, you got to clean your weapons. You got to train on your weapons. You got to go to the range. You got to qualify. You got to do all this. You know, personnel are always coming and going. So, all right, here, Lou, you're the 203 guy now. Like, I don't want to be the 203. So what? You're the 203 guy now. Or that, you know, then you go on a mission and it's like, all right, you're not the 203 guy. You're the 60 gunner or you're the assistant gunner. right? Like I don't want to walk around with the extra barrels, all that stuff that Andrea was talking about. Like I don't want to do this, but that's just how it is. Sister Candace has a question. Brother DL and Mandrill, what are some of the bases you've worked at in the U.S. and are there any overseas installations you would want to revisit as a civilian? Let me go first because Mandrill has way more places he's been than I've been. So basic training was Fort Dix, New Jersey for me. Then I went to Fort Rucker, Alabama for my advanced training. That's air traffic control school, and gunnery school is down there too. As the story goes, if you watch out of air traffic control school, they send you over to the door gunner school, and he's doing wartime, and they send you off. But that was just a myth. But yeah, that's the home of Army Aviation. So we were down there at Fort Rucker. Then I went to Fort Bragg. So the majority of my time I spent stateside was at Fort Bragg. I've been to Cherry Point. I've been to I was always on the Air Force Base there, Pope Air Force Base. And then when I was deployed to the Middle East, KKMC, first place I went. And then from that point, we were all out. We were just in the desert doing our thing, came back to KKMC and flew home through Spain. So when I went in country, we stopped off in Frankfurt. And then coming back, we stopped in Spain. And then I went to Korea and I was in Seoul. I was in Yongsan that whole time. I didn't, I did a couple missions over there, but it was just fun. I never went to the DMZ. I was in Busan once, but never like spent any real time there. Just a few missions going down there for a few days or a week or something like that. So that was it. That was pretty much the extent of my travels. I didn't touch on any of the missions where they sent us, wherever they sent us in the States or wherever, because I don't think those count. But that's where I was stationed. So Mandrell's going to take the next hour and a half to tell us all the places he's been. He's allowed to.
No. The only installation I was stationed at was Fort Bragg. That's it. Now, the different countries I was at, the other Army bases I've been to, been to Kandahar, been to Arabjan.
You down in South and Central America. Where you just did missions down there? Did y'all have a base?
No, there are no bases down there.
I guess Panama would be the only one, and then from there that was
probably.
It?
Well, yeah, we weren't in Panama,
right?
We weren't in Panama. So when we were down there, there's no bases to visit. You out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to blend in with the population sometimes. But when you're in the jungle, you're in your uniform, and you go to work. You know what I'm saying? The thing is with us, we have to be much more versatile. Like we might be like my mission might be here to sit down and negotiate on the country's behalf, but an hour later we might get a call and my mission is to raid a drug cartel. It changed that quick, and in 10 minutes my mission might be something else, or it might be, you know what I'm saying? You have to, it might be intel gathering. I might have to meet with a handler who works for the government, but I'm not going to get into who what office they out of. So it's like that down there, and shit is serious. If you get in trouble, the cavalry ain't coming over the next hill.
Right, it's on you. That's like that movie, that Harrison Ford movie, Clear and Present Danger. Sounds a lot like that movie. I don't know if you saw that one, Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And the second part of the question is, is there any places you would want to revisit as a civilian? For me, I did go recently, not recently, I guess about half a dozen, maybe about 5-6 years ago now, maybe a little longer. I went back to Seoul, and I was right there by Yongsan, Maine, where I was stationed, just to visit South Korea because I hadn't been in over 20 plus years. And I was surprised that I could still remember my way around Seoul, first of all. And secondly, it changed a lot. But that's the only place that I really wanted to go visit. I'm not a fan of the Middle East. I don't see myself going back to Riyadh or going to Rafah. You know what I mean? I'm not cool with that. I'm cool. You know what I mean, with Saudi Arabia. But for me, any places you would go back and check out?
Fuck Africa for one.
But that's the motherland.
The whole continent. You can have it. I promise you, you can have it. Fuck Africa.
So
No.
I guess he won't be going
I,
back.
I want, I want no part of that entire continent. No parts of it. All right. Now the Middle East. I've been to Afghanistan, Iraq. I've been to Iran, Iran for the you civilians. But I've been to Venezuela, Bolivia, Paraguay, Medellin. Been there. Now Venezuela was nice, but I wouldn't go back and revisit today.
Especially
Because
now.
if you know anything about what's been happening to Venezuela in the past few years, I can tell you from firsthand knowledge that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, especially now, bro.
Like I say, the firsthand, take it from me, firsthand knowledge. Now, it wasn't supposed to go down like that.
I believe you, bro.
Yeah. So I look at it now, it's just like, all of that work.
All that work for this.
All that,
Nigga, that government trying to shut us down. you were glitching. Government trying to shut us down. I guess they don't want us talking about Venezuela.
yeah. Fair enough, but it's just like, oh god. But that's my feelings about Venezuela. It's like, all that work and look what they did with it. They fucked it up. They did.
Miss AKA lady,
not us.
Yeah, they did fuck it up.
But anyway,
Miss AKA lady said,
go back. Oh, I was going to say, anyway, to answer a question, is there any place that I've been that I would revisit again?
Medellin. I'm pretty sure you go down there. I'm pretty sure you go to Medellin.
Most of the places I've been, I got wanted posters up. So
there you go.
Honestly, yeah. I'm being dead, and I'm dead serious. Like we see them around. We're like, how the fuck they get pictures of us? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's bounty posters of us. So it's like, oh,
that's actually a shame, though. To be honest with you, bro, you have to really think about if let's say you would have settled down. You know what I mean? Like you're looking for a good woman, like most men are. You know what I mean? And you find her, and you guys settle down, and she wants to travel. You have to really look at it like, there might be 3 or 4 continents you can't go to.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Africa. Y'all can have it. That's a motherland. You can have it.
Here.
Here. I will stay right here. Okay,
because I'm thinking here. Because you're not going to really want to go to Central or South America. You're definitely not going to Africa. The Middle East, maybe, but I don't think you want to go there either. So there's parts.
Kuwait City was nice.
Because I would say there's parts. Okay, so you got Kuwait City, you got parts of Europe and Asia. It's pretty much where you can go. Like I can go to Australia, New Zealand.
I'm not going back to Africa. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Africa. The whole continent, not just one particular country. The whole continent. Y'all can have that crazy shit. Africa, it's because we have a question in the chat. Why do you like Africa? If you say Mandrill, because Africans are fucking crazy. They fight way too hard for no reason.
For no reason.
They fight too hard, man. Listen, so
that tribal stuff, man.
Yeah, hats off to them, the warriors that they are. Those niggas fight hard.
Yeah. And that tribal thing, I don't understand. That tribal thing is something different, bro.
Yeah, because the situation we was in there, that was the only gunfight that I knew for a fact I wouldn't survive, DL. I knew that I was gonna die there.
Yeah, we talked about that when they got you out just barely.
Yeah, we barely made out by the skin of our teeth. Oh my god! Yeah.
He was like that. They say that's the firefight he didn't enjoy.
Yeah, bro. It was exciting, but it's like shit. I mean, and then these jokers, it was like a zombie horde. Like, okay, we're laying them out, laying them down, and they kept coming after us. They kept coming. No matter how many we laid down, they kept coming. You think that we killed half the country by that point? I was like, damn, they're not winning this. So what? You know what? They're not stopping until they win. That's the scenario we were in Africa. They are not stopping until they win. How do you beat that?
It's like it's time to go.
right. They were not stopping until they win. Again, how do you beat that? You can't. Man,
you cannot. Miss Glowgirl wants to know. Miss Glowgirl wants to know how many years in tours under your belt, brother.
Years. Well, I got 5 tours, and I was there almost 7 years. So it's 6 years was a change,
2 years. You spent 2 years in the rear with the gear, and you spent 5 years out downrange. That's crazy.
And those 2 years were training.
That's
and as soon as they get graduation, here's your break. Yeah. We made it. All right, fellas, round up. We got orders.
Here your orders.
What? It's graduation. At graduation, DL. All right, fellas, we got orders. Harris, you'll be assigned to this team. You'll be assigned to that team. You'll be assigned to this team. You'll be assigned to teams right there.
Damn.
All right, you move it. You move it. They gave us time to roll it out.
Right to it.
He was right to it.
Damn. That says a lot. That says a lot about where we are geopolitically. You know what I mean? When you don't even get any downtime after all that training, straight to the field, and you stay in the field until you get out. So if you'd have stayed in, you still would have been, I guess you'd been in command. You really wouldn't have been operating the field, but you would have been commanding those who were going to the field by this time.
Maybe. No, I probably would have been in the field too. I easily would have been a master sergeant or a sergeant major. You know what I'm saying? By now. Easily. You know what I'm saying? So if I was a sergeant major, I'd be commanding the people out there. If I was a master sergeant, it is very possible that I'd still be out there deploying.
Damn.
Because master sergeants do deploy all the time. All the time. They still deploy. They're still behind enemy lines with the team.
Damn. That says a lot right there. Colonel Sanders, what's good, fam? I see you. Appreciate that. Happy Veterans Day thing. I appreciate that, bro. And we got Dr. B in the house. Salute to you, bro. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Just gonna catch up with the chat real quick. And I appreciate y'all coming through and you know what I mean, supporting us today, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It makes me feel good. I get all warm and fuzzy when people on Veterans Day come up and thank us for what we did. You know what I mean? And I'm just catching up. Why didn't you like Africa? Oh, that was Miss AKA lady, because like he told you that they won't stop coming. Sister Candace, brother.
We got into a situation. Yeah, we got into a situation in Africa, okay, at an embassy, and they wouldn't stop. They would not stop. We even went towards where the gathering was and started there. Okay. Boy, did we stir up a hornet's nest.
Real life video game, y'all.
They wouldn't. And on the way there, it was like video games. We were getting shot at, like speeding down the road, speeding. I mean, pedal to the metal. We getting shot at. We were returning fire, and we got to where we were supposed to go. Closed the gates and everything, secured that place, and just waited. And when they came, God damn!
I'm here to tell y'all, Mandrill, this is the only thing that Brother Mandrill really talks about. You know what I mean? Like, since I've bumped into you in these YouTube spaces, this mission stays on your mind, bro.
It does.
That must have been a tough one.
It was, but bruh, I didn't even get into any details with you about it. Like, listen.
Yeah, and we can't get into the details, but this sounds like a tough one right here.
Yeah, it made no sense because it makes no sense. It made no sense. Like, why do they keep coming? That's the power of belief. Yeah. They believe in what the fuck ever, whatever it was. They believe that. They believe that shit.
100%.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's the mission. That's the mission. Yeah, you gotta talk to people about that one. That's when you gotta go to the support group on that one. Y'all gotta get together.
Yeah, Jesus, dude.
Those are the rough ones, y'all.
And the whole place stinks. It stinks. The people stink. The food is disgusting. Your water isn't clean over there. You know what I'm saying? No wonder y'all keep trying to come over here to America. Fuck Africa.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, man.
I got nothing good to say about it. Beautiful. One thing good. The most beautiful landscape you'll ever see in your life. It is a beautiful country. The landscape, you know what I'm saying? Everything, the way the sun rises and sun sets, it is gorgeous. It really is.
It's like everything else.
But
she say screw everything else. That's crazy. Yeah. Sister Candace wants to know, Brother DL Mandrill and Ms. Globe Girl, If you could do it all over again, would you walk the same path or choose a different branch, slant, rate, etc.? And things like, talking about rank and all that, I think, when she's talking about rate. If you had to do it all over again, brother, would you do it again?
Yeah,
I would too.
definitely would.
I would too. The only thing I would do different, definitely I did the same thing, airborne and all that. The only thing that I would do different is I would have definitely gotten Ranger School, the class, the leadership course, not the scroll. I would have definitely got Ranger School, and I would have done another enlistment to get, just get some more rank, a little more time under my belt. I would have done another 4 years. That's the only thing I would have done differently. I doubt if I'd have gone through selection. I doubt if I'd have gone Green Beret. I just wasn't hardcore enough. And especially hearing these stories about Africa now, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if I want to deal with that. But I definitely would have wanted. I wanted the Ranger tab. There's a couple other courses I wanted that I would have gotten had I re-enlisted. Pathfinder School, Ranger School, Air Assault School. I would have gotten all that out of the way, and I would have gotten at least 3 or 4 more good missions out of that. But yeah, I still would have enlisted. Absolutely.
Tell you what I'd have done. I just started off going to the Rangers. Out the
Really?
gate. Yeah. I cut my teeth. Look, I'd have went Ranger out the gate. Of course you get Ranger School and stuff with that anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're going in as a Ranger, the first 4 years, you're not worried about anything except getting your Ranger tab and not getting your ass kicked all day. You know what I'm saying? So after that, after my first 4 years or so, I re-enlist and then I go to selection. You know what I'm saying? I cut my teeth in it because, like I said, I cut my teeth in the Rangers for about 4 to 6 years, somewhere between there, and then I go to SF selection after my first enlistment. And then I do that for a while. Then I would think about Delta. I would consider Delta,
or Delta would have considered you. And you know what? I will change one other thing. I would have gone Greens to Gold. I would have gotten a commission out of it. I would have done that. Had to do over again. I think that would have been a stronger move on my part.
Yeah,
to get that commission
on everybody's part. To be honest,
yeah, Greens to Gold is a program that they had in the United States Army where they would put you in a reserve status. You would go to a historically black college, HBCU, and they would pay for your 4-year program. And once you graduate, you would receive a commission. So you would be a second lieutenant. I should have done that. That would have been great. After I'd done all those other things I mentioned, gotten all that other stuff out of the way, got a commission either through Greens to Gold or OCS, which is Officers Candidate School, and got a commission and then served under that commission and then retired my commission and gotten out, as a captain. And then that would have set me up for what I wanted to do later in life, especially politically. That would have set me up really good.
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing I would have done different. Did all the hood shit. I got all the hood shit out the way and then became an officer.
Yeah, because Air Assault School wasn't bad at all.
Nah.
Air Assault School wasn't bad at all, man. Like Airborne School, you heard all the rumors in basic training. You hear all the rumors. Oh, it's so hard. It's so physically tough. And back then, Airborne School was far more tough than it is today.
Yeah, and I went I went before you. So
yeah, exactly. Like you had to run those 5-mile runs while maintaining a 7-minute mile pace the whole time. But when I got there, I was like, I was in such good shape. I was like, oh, this ain't shit. Okay,
Right.
I can do this. You know what I'm saying? But then you're going uphill, downhill, round corners, uphill, round corners. And it's like, oh, it's not just a straight flat surface. It's I hated rope marching. I could have done without rope marching ever.
Oh man,
that was the worst. Too. That was the worst part about the Army to me. The rope marches. Now, here's the thing: my feet never got jacked up. I still have really nice feet, and here's how I took care of them. My dad told me they're going to issue you this, that, and the other. They're going to issue a pair of silk socks, right? So, okay. He said, if you ever get a chance to, go buy you about 4 pair of silk socks. Put foot powder on your feet. Put those silk socks on over your feet. Then put your regular OD green socks over the silk socks. Then put on your boots. I said, okay, cool. I said, why is that? They'll protect your feet. He didn't tell me how and shit, but when I did it, I was like, oh, this is it. those silk socks, there was no friction. The silk socks were sliding right off the OD greens, and the OD greens kept my feet in the boots. So there was just so little friction that my feet never hurt. They never hurt.
I didn't do that. I just had on those OD greens.
And see other people, man. Like I was watching people like just slide their nails off their toes. Like it was terrible how it was tearing up some people's feet.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, those ruck marches and just going to the field in general was bad, but the ruck marches especially hurt. If you're doing anything that requires you to walk over the sand, which most training installation, like basic training, is all sand. That is the worst, bro.
Beach sand.
Beach sand.
Like
and the shin
sand,
splints. Yeah, the shin splints hurt so much between the ruck marching and the running. It's like, oh, it's a ruck march, but you get this coordinating effect with the unit because you have to stay as a unit. So when it stretches out, now you got to run to catch up. Man, look, those were the worst.
And you had to maintain a 5 meter spread.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You have to maintain 5 meters in between each person.
Watch your intervals. That's all you hear. Watch your intervals. And that's why you get this accordion, people, screwing it up, and you got it. Oh man, that was bad. But that wasn't my worst. That wasn't the worst thing, but that was bad. I ain't gonna lie, I hated the downtime. I hated just sitting around with nothing to do, waiting. I mean, there's always bullshit to do, but like not having a real mission, there's nothing that we're training for, nothing coming up. I hated that time. Just sitting around. That's when people got in trouble. That's when people got themselves killed, like get drunk, drive, do stupid shit.
When soldiers have nothing to do, that's when the shit starts. You do not want to, everyone in the audience, you do not want a bored soldier.
No.
Give him something to do. Okay? Give him something. I don't care if you got him washing dishes or raking leaves. Find him something to do. Because when he gets bored, he's just going to make up shit.
Yeah, move the vehicles around. Do something.
Right, do something. If you let him sit there and he gets bored, now imagine you have a whole company of that. A bunch of soldiers, a bunch of them just bored. They're going to start throwing rocks. They're going to start breaking shit. They're going to start wrestling. They're going to start fighting. They're going to find something to occupy their time.
Guys, 9 unit they would surf on top of the car. The car be driving. They're on top of it trying to surf while the car is turning, or they'll be climbing up the barracks on the outside. You know what I mean? Just doing all kind of just stupid shit. And somebody's gonna fall. So yeah, bro, that's the worst thing ever. So yeah, that's what I would have done different. That get a commission and gotten Ranger School out of the way. Those two things in particular, absolutely.
And also, here's what I would have done different. I would have signed up sooner. I had a really high ASVAB because in high school you take the ASVAB, right? Like in school, I took the ASVAB in high school just to get out of class. Like anyone wants to take the ASVAB, you can take the ASVAB. Well, I'm like, what's the ASVAB? You know what I'm saying? It's a test to join the military. I'm like, wait, I'm not joining the military. See, at the time, I was like, I'm not joining. You know what I'm saying? At the time, in high school, I'm like, I'm not joining the Army. Both my grandfathers served in World War II. Got a great uncle who served in Korea, an uncle who served in Vietnam. Dad served in Gulf War. No. And I got a bunch of aunts and uncles who were in the military. A bunch of aunts and uncles who served in the military as well. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, not me. I'm going to do something different.
Yeah, I see how Brother Mandrell's made me feel all old. Yeah, you was in that war with my daddy. Your old ass.
But here's the thing. My daddy was in the same war I was in, though.
Right.
Daddy was in, he spent like 32 years in.
Yeah, you do 30 years, you gonna cover all that.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I would have joined right out of high school. I would have skipped college.
Yeah, I went right out of high school, bro. I was delayed entry. I went right out of high school. I couldn't wait. And Miss Glow Girl, she agrees with us. She's like, in hindsight, it was all worth it and would do it again. But to be honest, not my biggest accomplishment. Because you was in the Navy, love.
She was in the Navy?
Yeah, she was in the Navy.
Oh, she wasn't doing nothing then.
Trying to get her up. You're going to have to come up here and defend the Navy, girl. You was in the Navy.
She was sitting on a boat with her feet kicked up.
Yeah,
being bored on a boat.
And Miss Glow Girl, I'm curious, do they issue y'all that shuffleboard thing? They issue that, or do y'all got to buy that at the PX? I'm just curious. Because they got them big old boats, man. Or they just play shuffleboard and drink those drinks with the little umbrella in them?
Yeah.
Look like fun. Look like fun. I'm just saying. No, but she did a few tours, bro. Like she was on some missions and lost some people. So she was one of those Navy folks who was out there really, you know what I mean? They was in it. So I gotta tip my hat to you, sister. But yeah.
Here's the crazy part about it. Not all of my shit goes on my DD-214.
Right. A lot of it can't go. It can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just absolutely cannot go on my DD-214. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never be recognized for it.
And Miss AK lady, because y'all spend a good amount of time in combat, do y'all have a habit of eating fast? I had that habit when I joined the Army. You know what I mean? You better eat fast or somebody, one of your cousins gonna come up and take your food. Hey, you gonna eat that? That was long before I got to the Army. But I don't think I didn't necessarily eat fast. We just ate in smaller portions. Like we were constantly eating. So I would, break the stuff down, take it with me. And while we're marching or whatever, I'll eat, or while we're convoying somewhere, I would eat. Because once you really get into it, there's no more, we're gonna go have chow at this time. Nah, bro, you have to getting what you're getting done, and you have to, incorporate all that into your daily routine. What about for you, Brother Mandrill?
I don't eat fast anymore, but I used to, because unlike you, I didn't have time to eat. So I just get as much as you can, as fast as you can, shove it down your throat, chug some water, you know what I'm saying, and keep it moving. So for years and years and years after the Army, I ate really fast. It wasn't major pain fast. It wasn't like that, but yeah, I would eat fast. Not anymore though. Now I purposefully take my sweet ass time. I try to go in slow motion. It still ends up being faster than most, but yeah, that's a thing. Some things stick with you.
Yeah, I mean, because because our missions, we would just eat when we could. You know what I mean? Like I have it all on me and just eat when we could. But if we would get to a dining facility, yeah, I mean, you do eat fast because you have more stuff to do. The faster you eat, the faster you can get outside and get some, some time to catch up on a letter or do whatever. But I didn't really eat that fast when I got home. I don't think. I have to ask people when I came home. Like I asked my cousin, like, yo, was I eating fast when I got back? I might have been. I don't know. I was surrounded by military dudes, so we're all doing the same shit.
Right. So you don't really notice.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Yeah. I think basic training, they only gave you a certain amount of time to eat.
You had to eat fast, bro.
Yeah, basic training, you had to eat fast. So it tripped me out. Like some people like, I didn't get a chance to finish my food. So what? And it's I'm walking out the door laughing my ass off. That's what I thought I'd get in trouble about. I thought I'd get in trouble for laughing in basic training. Like I knew I was gonna get in trouble for that. I knew it, but I never did. I never got in trouble for it. I'm like, whew.
That's crazy though, but that's true though. You'll be in line to clean, put your tray away, and people still trying to shove the peas down their throat or whatever, and still taking milks and stuff, putting them in their pockets. Yo, man,
I packed as much shit on that plate as I could, and when I sat down, man, I went right at it. And basically, I went because the thing is, from day one, I knew what it was. I knew you had to hurry up and eat because you only had. They told us. You got 10 minutes to eat. No, I think it was like 6 minutes to eat. 6 minutes? I didn't argue with them. They didn't even know I had an issue with it. Who? Set my tray down. Yeah, I didn't say anything to him. Yeah.
And be out of there. Sister Candace, are any of you secretly bothered that active duty military are recognized on this day? My husband is excited to get a free meal, but I keep reminding him it's not his day. LOL. Not sure if I understand the question. You understand that question, bro?
No, it's just, are you secretly bothered that active duty military are recognized on this day? No, I'm not bothered by it. My husband is excited to get a free meal, but I keep telling, how's it not his day? It's about, if he's a veteran, it is his day.
Yeah.
But if he's active duty, he's gonna be a veteran once he retires or decides to get out. So
Yeah, once you
What's the
sign that
difference?
down the line, that's it. You know, once you do it,
Here's what I tell people. Really, you can still get out of that contract once you sign the dotted line. But it's when they take you, because for us, they took us in a room by ourselves, away from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother was there to see me off, right? But when they take you in that room and make you hold your hand up and you swear that oath, that's when they got you. Once you swear that oath, you are in. You can't just say I want out. Yeah, you can't. You can't say I want out, and then they just shred the contract. Now, if you just sign that contract and you have not sworn that oath, yeah, they'll just shred the contract. All right, cool. You don't want to be fine. Fuck it. Bye, loser. They'll talk shit. Yeah, they're gonna talk shit. Yeah, they're gonna talk shit to you. But
go on home to mama. I hear your mama calling now. Go on home to mama.
Right. You'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be back.
Ain't even worry about it. You'll be right back. I'll see you next week. You know, they'll talk mad shit. But once you swear that oath, that's it. You can't say, "Oh, I don't want to do it no more." Too bad.
Yeah, you in it now, bro. And
yeah, right.
Yeah, you in it now.
We got you now.
Got you now, bro.
You swore that oath. That's it.
Ain't no use in looking down. Ain't no discharge on the ground. That's when you gonna hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Sister Candace, shout out to the water taxi gang. Just kidding. Respect to all those who served and are currently serving. Miss Globe Girl, I was on United States war fighting vessels, fellas. Yes, we understand that, but do you get issued the shuffleboard and the ping pong? That's what we're wondering.
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
That's all we want to know.
Yeah.
we got number love for you.
We know that y'all play shuffleboard on those destroyers. You know, we know.
Hey, I ain't mad at you know what I mean.
I ain't mad at it either. Hey, if you got downtime like that, take advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Just like the Air Force people.
I wish I had it these days. I mean, and because all that physicality stuff, it catches up with you.
Boy, oh boy, doesn't it? And I say same thing about the Air Force people. I love those Air Force guys, man, because they were nice enough to fly us to the fight. They didn't even have to land the airplane; just open the door and we walked out. So they are cool people. You know what I mean? I'm like, Air Force, they did it right, man. You just go fly or do whatever they got to do and they come back. And I tell you what, the Air Force, when they set up a base, they know how to do it. They spend all the money on all the amenities first. And then they run out of money. Like, oh, we need more money because we haven't built the runway yet. Uh-oh, Brother Mandrell's freezing on us. We'll see when he comes back.
Because you must have the runway, so they get the extra money deal. You're right. They spend all their money on living conditions. Yeah, they get air conditionings and all kind of shit, all kind of stuff.
Backups for air conditioning,
right?
Nice showers, the best dining facilities.
Yes, the best
cool. Everything. 24-hour, man. And then, we don't have enough money left to build the runway. We need more money.
Right.
They're smart. They're smart over there.
And they get it. The Army, we don't need that. You don't need that.
You know what I mean? Miss Globe Girl, she says, I push buttons and read charts. Yeah, I mean, she was, like I said, she was in it, bro. Like, she was definitely in it. I give her due. You know what I mean? And I got a cousin who was on aircraft carriers. He was enlisted. Now he's out. He has a commission now. He's like a lieutenant commander, like a major. And bro, I'm so proud of him. He's out there now doing this thing. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah,
but he's in the Navy.
Tommy B is another one who was in the Navy. He used to load missiles on aircraft.
Oh wow, that's what's up. Primal Studies. We got Brother Primal's in the house, man. Brother Primal, you were a medic, right? Let me put the link in here again. Brother Primal Studies was a medic.
Yeah, I think he was a combat medic. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, Primal?
Man, jump on here, Primal.
Yeah, jump on here, Primal, and chop it up with us for a little bit.
Yeah, appreciate our service, bro. You were a medic. We appreciate your service, man. Like I said, that's an angel right there. That's what angels look like, man. Those brothers and sisters, they go out there. Mostly brothers go out there and they yank you up out that situation, man, and plug all your holes. That's what's up, man. You know what I mean? Because you need somebody to stop the bleeding. And Ms. Globe Girl, no, there's no division between active duty and vets. Oh, and that's what she was saying. Are we mad at the people who? Oh, I get it now. Now I get Sister Candace's question. Because we're vets, are we, is there any animosity between us and the people who are currently active? Nah. Shit, get some.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I wish I was still back there with you. A lot of times. Because this is the thing. I don't fit in out here. I don't. I don't fit
Yeah,
in
I
out
mean-
here, DL. I don't, man. I mean,
Man, you barely fit in when you had your Green Beret, man. You see, you line up 100 guys. Like, what was your favorite thing about the military? Oh, child was cool. I like running, man. I like shooting that shit.
I'm being honest, and it's not because it's not because I'm crazy or anything like that. But I mean, like, I had never felt that sensation before, and it is a high, and it is a high
bro.
that you will forever be chasing.
It's
That's why we
definitely
get
a high.
out and we still do things like skydiving or MMA, dangerous shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why, because you're chasing that high of combat. That it
Yeah, I
seems
calm
like
my
it
ass
just can't
down.
be stated.
Yeah, I calmed my ass down, bro. And because, again, I was 15 first time somebody put a pistol in my face. You know what I mean? So I was long before I was 18, long before I joined the military, man. I've been around gunplay. So I had that going in. So now, so Brother Mandrill came out and he was like, still looking for that excitement. Me, I had that excitement when I came out of the military. I lost more people in the streets than I ever lost, in the military. So as an old man now, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm cool on that. But everywhere I go, I take a weapon.
Hey, DeSosa.
DeSosa's in the house. What's good, DeSosa? Welcome. Thanks for coming through. That's for you, love.
I'm glad you weren't here when I was talking about Africa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd been a whole another thing. We ain't gonna rebirth it either.
Yeah.
And Sister Candace, yeah, she was like, I was referring to how Armed Forces Day recognizes those currently serving versus Veterans Day recognizing those who served in the past. I love them all equally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody who serves this nation, you know what I mean? That very small percentage, what is it? Like less than 10% or something like that?
I think it's like 3%.
Less than 3%.
Thereabouts, yeah.
So they deserve all the praise we can give them. They should have a day of the week every week. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it, because they are literally putting their lives on the line. Brother Mandrill put his life on the line. Forget the combat stuff like that. Just training. Training is dangerous. Like we both jumped out of airplanes. You know what I mean? I can't
People
tell you how many
people die doing that all the time.
All the time. Every
all
single
the
day.
time. Yeah, in a jump, you jumping. Here's the thing. I mean, people are like, why are you jumping out of airplanes? What are you talking about? Is there something wrong with the plane? No.
Right.
Then why are you jumping out of it? Oh, for fun. For fun? Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a hard jump, and it's not like Brother Mandrill did the free, he did the halo and the hey-ho and all that. I just did static line. And I'm telling you, those are the worst jumps because you're
Those
so
are the
close.
worst ones.
You don't have a lot of time to figure it out. When something goes wrong, they'll tell you this. When something goes wrong, you have the rest of your life to figure it out. Airborne, right? And if you don't figure it out, guess what? It's all over.
That's they explain it to you like that. If something goes wrong while you're falling, you got the rest of your life to figure it out, which is about how many seconds? You know what I'm saying?
Another 30, 45 seconds to figure this one out, bro.
Yep.
Science ain't no joke. Gravity works, y'all. So you gotta. Right
back.
All right, bro. And Sister Candace, not animosity, but keeping the day about veterans versus the currently serving in the military. No, but like I said though, man. I love those who are serving right now and those who will serve in the future. And I would say that all veterans feel the same because it's just not a lot of us. You know what I mean? And what we're doing and what we're serving for, and when called, what we fight for. You know what I mean? We all understand that. Even if you may not understand that as a young 18, 19-year-old when you're actually doing it, but when you become an older person, you look back on it and you realize, what you were doing and what it meant and what you put on the line, right? So and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, voting and all that. Like, I'm always encouraging people, go vote. I don't care who you vote for, but go vote because, people are out there defending your right to vote, defending your constitutional rights as an American. They're out there putting their life on it. You know what I mean? And that's how I see it. You know what I mean? So if you're currently serving, great. If you served in the past, outstanding. If you plan to serve in the future, you know what I mean? I love you all equally. Right? Because we're not asking anybody to go out and do right here. Right? We're not asking people to go out and do this. But look at what they're doing. These men and women go out and they do this shit right here for your rights here in America. They're in faraway land. You know what I mean? Getting some. So you really want to thank these men doing this stuff, man. Vote. Vote. That's how you thank them. Fucking vote. So yeah, that's my take on that. Brother Primal's in the house.
Hey, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for coming up, man. Happy Veterans Day. How you feeling, brother?
I'm great. I appreciate both of you fine gentlemen for getting out there and doing all that high speed shit, because that was not me. Somebody was trying to say I was a combat medic. Shit, man. I was a nurse. I was a ER nurse for my time in. So I did have the great privilege of going down range and helping to put some, plug some holes on some very, very outstanding Marines that we concurrently had the FOB with. So I got that great privilege, but I wasn't out there on any line, man. I had about 500 Marines and a bunch of desert surrounded me. So that's what I did when I was downrange.
Hey, look, man, I ain't mad at you, bro. You were plugging holes nonetheless. You were saving lives, bro. Saving lives. Salute to you.
Hey, and a lot of feedback there. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was my privilege. I got to serve with just a lot of amazing people, got to have some amazing experience, and it was an amazing time. So shout out to all the veterans out there. I think I heard you guys hit on this. I don't care in what capacity you served. If you were, slinging food, or if you were making the supply chains go round, or if you were out there putting bullets down range. I mean, what do they say? I think for every one war fighter, you got to have about 10 people supplying that venture. So
7 to 10.
Takes,
yep.
Yeah, it takes a whole team. It's not just, we think about all the oorah kind of high speed stuff a lot of the times, but there's a lot of unsung heroes behind the scenes that are this. Like, if your supply chain goes down, all right, Mandrell, you got 9 magazines. Best of luck to you, man. Like, it's like you got to keep it going. So
that's it.
Yeah, like,
without them, I can't do my job.
Right. So if anybody ever, and, growing up and in my early days, there were a lot of people that thought that, damn, they were just the shit and they could do it all by themselves. And yeah, for a little while you can, but eventually we all get a little tired. We all need a resupply. We all need something. And it's a big team. And I would say it's the best team in the world. And that's why we keep winning. So shout out to everybody that played on the team, man.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. It is the best team on the world, man. I could say that, having served with some people from other teams and fighting against those other teams. Yeah, man, you can't stop America's military, man. That's just the point.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be incredible to engage us in ground warfare.
Yeah,
incredibly dumb. And without Primal, I mean, like, we're dead. Like,
Absolutely.
he had a critical job as an ER nurse.
Well, do you know how much reassurance? Do you know how much reassurance it gave a lot of the young men and women out there, just to know that if I ever did get effed up, I'm going to have the best chance possible, because I'm going to have somebody coming in to swoop me up and take me back to the FOB and try to put me back together, and then get me on a plane back to Germany and get me back to my family. And it gave them a lot of reassurance. They went out knowing that, hey, man, if I go down, at least somebody's going to do everything they can to bring me back.
Right. And that's major, man. Absolutely major. It's, we had these talks and we talk about it, man. I'm extremely proud of our military. Yeah, America has its issues. We got our political shit, but you know what? Those are American problems that are protected by our military. You know what I mean? Because no one's going to come over here and fuck. We can say what we want to each other, and we can do what we're going to do inside of America, but I dare any other country to come over here and try to fuck with us. I double dog dare them. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
And see, and that's why, you know what, why we don't have any kind of meaningful gun control laws. It's a deterrent. Everybody here has a gun. According to everyone else, according to every other country in the world, everyone in America has a gun.
Well, what did they say? To try to
it's a military deterrent. Why would you invade a country in every city?
There's a firearm behind every blade of grass, I think they said.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
definitely more guns than people.
Right. Why would you invade a country where every citizen has a gun?
Mm-hmm. And the natural borders that we have. I mean, just think about actually trying to do that. We're protected on both of our sides by boundaries of water, and then 2 of our closest allies are to our north and to our south. So we're in a really geographical and just societal beneficial position, and we've benefited from that for a long time. And we do have the, I might be biased, but best military force in the world. So it's hard to lose.
I mean, you know, it's the best force that money can buy. What we doing? 760 billion every year? Come on now. What do you think we got? We got everything. Like we got everything. Miss AKA Lady DL, can you describe what it's like to jump out of a plane and land? Sure, I can describe it. Better yet, I can show you what it's like to jump out of an airplane and land. Give me 1 second. I'll pull this up for you.
It was fun. The landing ain't as hard as you think it is either on the static line jumps.
Especially if you forget to deploy your rucksack that's padded full of padding because you're a 5-jump chump and you just ride it all the way in because you couldn't. You know, I might have did that. I might have landed on my rucksack coming down in because I forgot to let go of the line. But luckily for the training, it was full of padding. That was my
Hold on.
experience.
So, Brother Primal, you are airborne? I didn't know that. You're airborne?
Oh, I'm just a 5-jump chump. I was an ROTC cadet that got the good fortune, the good luck of going down and spending 3 weeks at Fort Benning, Georgia, and doing a little shuffling, a little running, a little falling. So I did get to experience that.
That makes you airborne, bro. I don't give a fuck. You airborne.
You still airborne. You graduated airborne school. You're airborne.
Earned them wings, baby. Yes. Now you are definitely one of my favorite people on the planet. I didn't know that, man. Now
I was just lucky, man. I was cadet 582. It was a good time down there. So it was a good time.
Matter. You got it.
That's cadet 582 airborne. God damn it. That's what that is. So here we go. You want to know what it's like? Okay, well, I'll tell you what it's like. Looks like a C-17 jump. I never jumped those.
I love C-17 jumps. I love them.
This is what it's like. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
The part that I love,
pull that twist out. Pull that twist out.
I was a little scared when
kick your legs.
I was a little scared when they told me if you look up and you see a hole, as long as it's not bigger than the size of your ballistic helmet, you're gonna be fine. That was a little nerve-wracking to me when I.
Yeah, how do you know how big it is from that perspective?
Right from that perspective, like shit, you gotta check your rate of descent. So Miss AKA Lady, this is what it's like. I never jumped these far. They are way bigger and they're coming down way slower than we ever did.
Yeah. Those are the new ones. Those are the new ones. Those
are
the new ones.
When you're about 100, when you're about 150 pounds, you come down a lot slower. I spent a lot of time in the air like this.
Yeah,
he fucked up that PLF or whatever.
Yeah.
So a PLF is a parachute landing fall.
Feet and knees together.
Or you'll be here forever. So I'm gonna run it by one more time, and so when you're in there, you wait for the light to turn green. Time jump. Looks like they're jumping Hollywood. Are they? Or they got their gear on? So you count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. You feel an opening shock, right? That's gonna whip you around, and you check your canopy. And that's what he's doing. He's checking his canopy. He's got it tangled. So, and you have to get on like this little, like do a bicycle thing with your legs, and it'll spin you out, and it'll untangle your risers, which is what he's doing right here. And you'll notice he's gonna start moving, and bam, his risers are untangled. You learn all this in training.
You have to pull the risers. Yeah,
you gotta pull them apart.
The risers apart and kick your legs like a bicycle, like you're riding a bicycle, and it untangles the risers.
Hold on, they got handles on their risers. Did you see that?
Yeah.
These parachutes have hands. We didn't have that shit.
No.
Or did he just get a good bite? He just got a good bite, and I thought he had a handle in there. No, there's a handle in there. They got fucking handles on their risers. We didn't have that shit. Did you have that when you jumped?
No.
We didn't have that. See, I'm old as fuck, man. They garbage bags to jump with. And then you do a parachute landing fall, which he didn't execute properly with the 5 points of contact. But that's what it looks like, Miss AKA Lady. That's what it is. And you got all three of us are airborne. So everyone you see on this panel right now are all paratroopers in the United States Army. And like brother Primal was like, well, you know, I'm just only got 5 jumps. Well, that makes you airborne, brother. So there you go. There you have it, Miss AKA Lady. That's what it's like to jump. It's a lot of fun and it's painful. So you want me to describe it? Well, it's fun. It gets the adrenaline going. It's painful. You need to understand that the majority of our jumps, I'm talking about me and Mandrell, were at night, and we had a lot of equipment. So that shit hurts when you hit the ground. And this is how you start the mission. So once you do all this, you're just starting the mission. Right? You got a good 2-3 weeks.
Because you got to collapse the canopy by releasing one of the risers. You ever had that thing fling up and hit you in the face? Airborne.
Hold on one second, brother Primal. He still got it. Look at that. I don't know where mine is.
I don't even remember. You want to know the crazy part about me? I don't even remember getting one. I don't even.
We all got one, bro.
That made me go back. I had to go back
everything was so hop and pop for me. I don't even remember getting one. I have no idea where it is. It might be in that bag because where I keep all my military documents. I still got documents from basic training. I still got them.
Wow.
23rd day of July 2004. That was my got to get up there and get that little candy shirt candy there. It was good times.
Hey, shit, I ain't mad at you, brother. That's what's up. Miss AKA Lady, I didn't think about how our gun laws are a form of international protection, but that makes sense. The military got big guns and the citizens has little guns. Not too safe to try it here. Yeah, you don't want to come in here, right, man. Like
who's going to invade a country where every citizen has a gun?
You
don't have to worry about. Yeah. Forget about the American military. Every citizen has a gun.
Everybody got a gun.
So you don't have to worry about. So you have to worry about being shot at by the American military, and you have to worry about being shot at by American citizens.
Yeah, because officially,
all of them, all right, 300 and some odd million of them.
There are more registered weapons than people in America. Registered. Exactly. We're not talking about the unregistered weapons. We're talking about the off the books guns.
Right. That's why America's crazy. That's why America doesn't. We've never gotten any kind of meaningful gun control legislation, and we never will.
And we never will. And if they did pass it, how you gonna get rid of all these weapons? You're never gonna get them all.
Exactly.
I'm not turning mine in. I'm telling you right now, you'd never find all mine. So there you have it. You know what I mean?
We know you bought these weapons. So
I sold them. I'm in Florida. I
sold it. You got a bill of sales? I don't need a bill of sales to sell my shit.
Sure don't. They're gone. Sorry about that, officer. You know what I mean? Sorry.
I don't need a bill of sales to sell my shit. It's
mine. Right. Merca. Love that shit. Wonderful 34 and brother Ron is in the house. What's good, fellas? Welcome. Sister Jenny, you love adrenaline, and I said, man, Drill, he ain't the only one. I love that shit too. I just got old.
Yes,
I just got old. I saw that. Miss AKA Lady, that landing sounds like it hurts. How are y'all legs and knees doing now? It ain't my legs and knees, it's my hips. My hips give me the most. My hip and my back.
Yours, my left knee fucks me up. It's my left knee, and it's just the left one. It's just the left knee. Yeah, that's a good question, Miss AKA Lady. We feel it.
Oh hell yeah, we feel it.
We feel it.
I gotta say, every day I wake up, something hurts. I dread the day I wake up and nothing hurts. Yeah. You know what I mean? I dread the day. Like
we wake, Miss AKA Lady. If we wake up in the morning and nothing hurts, we get concerned.
Yeah.
I'm going to the chiropractor in a little bit myself. I got to get realigned here.
You're realigned with 5 jumps.
I mean, not 500, not 50, 5.
5 jumps.
Yeah, he only has 5 jumps, and he's going to get realigned now. I mean, I don't know. It's well over 100 though.
Yeah. It's not the years. It's the mileage, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling you, those jump. And there's another thing too about those drop zones. Like most of the drop zones, they kind of till up the dirt a little bit to kind of make it kind of soft for you a little bit. But there are also portions of the drop zone that are flat. There are landing surfaces so they can land C-17, C-130s and stuff like that on the drop zone. If you hit that, that's like landing on cement. That shit hurts.
Yeah. A lot of times, like see, for me, I never jumped on the drop zone where they till the grass. Till the grass up. Never. It's always been that red clay dirt. And then there's one drop zone. They had like old washing machines and shit scattered all over the place. It looked like a garbage dump field or something like that.
That's people, if you talking about Bragg, that's Fryer. Yeah. That's Fryer GZ. If you talking about Bragg,
they had like abandoned cars and trucks, burned out cars and trucks out there. It's like, why would you drop us here? You know what I'm saying? It's like why would they pick this GZ?
Because they could. That's why.
I guess so, Bravo. Yeah.
Because they could.
They had to be somewhere. That Air Force pilot, he had to be somewhere real quick. So he said, "Get out."
Right.
Hey, Green, and that's Jay Swans and I talk about these jumps all the time. Miss AKA lady wants to know on average what speed do you hit the ground? I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know. It depends on the conditions on the day, and depends on how you pull a slip. And a slip is what that guy was doing. He was reaching up, and he was pulling those right, they're called risers, but those straps he was pulling down into his chest. That'll help tilt the parachute in such a manner that it'll be at its slowest. It will give you the most drag, so you don't hit as fast. But if you do it the wrong way, it'll go faster. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that.
I've heard the average impact is about the same as jumping out of a 2 or 3 story building. That's the average impact I've heard. And that's taken in the hard landings and the soft landings because, and again, I only did it 5 times, but one of them I literally landed so soft I landed on my feet and stood up. And then I fell down. And then I fell down because I didn't want one of the cadre to get at you. I didn't want one of them to yell at me. So I
it's same here.
And then I just laid down.
You getting yelled at for that shit. You getting yelled at for that shit.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing.
Kind of hard. Yeah. So
I did the same exact thing, man. Yeah. I landed so soft. I landed flat on my feet.
Was it the black hats? Is that what I forget? Was it?
Yeah, the black hats.
Yeah, black hats.
Right.
Yeah, the black.
Yeah.
Jump master cadre. Yeah, they'll take. There's no standing lane. They drill that into your head. No standing landings. Every jump, somebody's up standing, looking around like dumbass. Fall down.
And they're trying to hurry up and pack all your shit back in the bag because get off my drop zone. I'm like,
get off my drop zone. Like
you're just like grabbing the bag and trying to run. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, it's a thing. But if that's the average, I've been on jumps where you got high winds. You know what I mean? So, and one of the things we would do inside the bird, like we want to know what the winds were. And they'll turn around and they'll do this motion like this, and then whatever number they put up is the wind. So we look at each other and they're like, the winds 2.5, it's 25 knot winds. You're not supposed to jump in that shit. But the Army doesn't have to pay for the gas if one soldier jumps. If one paratrooper gets out the bird, then the Air Force has to pay for the gas. So trust me, we go up, and that door is open. Someone's jumping out the damn airplane. Like someone's jumping out. That's it. Are we good to go? And the Pathfinders are on the ground, and they're calling the winds to the Air Force guys. And the Pathfinder guys are Army, so they'll never call it above 25 knot winds. So if the winds are like 27, 30 knots, 24, 25, that's the most they'll call it. Normally they'll say 19, 15. You know what I mean? Variable. The winds are variable. Yeah, at 28 knots. Yeah, they're variable. So you can jump. And on those jumps, if you don't do it just right, you're going to hit hard, bro. Like, I mean, really, really hard. Oh, shit, we got Navy in the house. Tommy B, what's good, fam?
Yeah, we got Navy in the house.
All right, man. I had to raise the IQ up in this motherfucker. You feel me?
Somebody had to.
Hold on.
Now, if we could get some Air Force folks out here, we'd really be cooking with something, right?
Bro, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. This man says he's gonna raise the IQ. What did you do on that ship?
Yeah, I did some damn that Army shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was ship security and AO. I fucking did the ordnance and shit.
See, this man is putting bombs on top of on the airplane so you were on the aircraft carrier, correct?
Yeah, I was on the airfield, but I was on the carrier. I was on a LHA, which is it's the same height, it's just not as long.
Did they have canopies? Okay. I mean, they got catapults on board. They got the catapults and all that on there.
No, we had helos.
Okay, so you get a pass.
Yeah, helos.
You get a pass. Because the most dangerous service in the United States military is the deck of an aircraft carrier. The most dangerous.
Yeah. I done heard about people get blew off the ship and all that shit. I'm all right.
Man, that's cool though, man. And thanks for your service, brother. Did you catch any deployments, or did you miss out on some?
No, we went over there. I mean, shit, we pretty much partied, but yeah, we went over there and chill. I think the only like little friction we had is when we came through the Suez. They had like an Iraqi warship following us, so we had to man the 50s, and they did some maneuvers or whatever. Pretty much, if they would have kept following us, we would have had to engage. But after we did the maneuvers, they went about their business, and then we had to go out to like an oil rig out there outside of Iraq, and we had to guard it, which was the weirdest shit in the world to me. Cause I'm like, ain't this they shit? But you know how they go. That's the politics. But yeah, outside that, man, we was chilling, man. It was a vacation for me, man. I got the what I had Bahrain, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Rota, Spain, Italy. What else we had? It was a couple other places, but yeah, man, we was chilling. We was out there acting the fool.
I did Bahrain, bro. They sent us over there for R&R, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That shit was cool. I didn't like Saudi Arabia much. Bahrain was cool. When you hit the border, like in Saudi Arabia, when I was there, they were really strict on the women. They still are today, but it was real strict. Like old women couldn't walk on the sidewalks. They had them walking in the streets. You know, they couldn't ride in the front of the vehicle. They would put them in the back of the pickup or something like that, or in the back seats. But when we went to Bahrain, as soon as you cross the border, the women just kicked the dudes out of the driver's seat. They took their burqas off, man, and they just started driving. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. They put us on some ship, the Canard Princess, I think that's what it was called. And we lived on the ship for a week, and we just went out and about and had a good time, man. Bahrain was a party. That's the first time I came across Navy guys when I was in the military. And they were like, man, this is how we get down all the time. I'm like, shit, like I said, GI rice, GI gravy. Gee, I wish I joined the Navy. Them boys was partying.
Oh, that's how they sold me. I'll tell you. So originally, when I went to the recruiters, my only two choices was Air Force and Navy because I had already been ducking bullets. I wasn't about to sign up to duck more. So I went to Air Force, and the dude was a straight asshole. Like I'm talking about. By the time I left the office, I wanted to like literally fight the dude. Like he was like a prick. He was basically like, shit. If you join, cool. If not, essentially, we don't give a fuck. I'm like. Yeah, okay. And so when I left, the Navy dude was outside, and he was like, just like a cool ass dude. Hey, what's up with you, dude from Louisiana? I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, you saw the net with them? I'm like, no, I don't think I'm fucking with them. He was like, man, come let me holler at you. He brought me in there. He told me about all the deployments, what they do on the deployments. He was telling me about how he was comparing it to Air Force because I told him I wasn't joining nothing but Air Force and Navy, and he was like, well, shit, look at where they get stationed at, and they fucking was getting. We got it, Air Force Base out here, which is probably one of the coolest places they get stationed. It's right outside the bay, over here in Fairfield. But outside of that, man, they get stationed in like some of the bummiest ass places there. It's like middle of nowhere ass, Kansas or some shit like that. And then he showed me theirs. He's like, man, we got Florida, we got San Diego, we got Virginia, So I'm like, oh, this shit looks lit. And then he's telling me about the deployments. And yeah, man, we go over to the party, man. We ain't this and that. So I'm like, fuck it. And then they hit me with the, oh yeah, $4,000 sign up on my attendance went up. Sign me up. My dumb ass didn't even look at the job or nothing. I'm like, fuck it, sign me up.
You're like, I'm in.
Yeah, I got up out here. I went to the office June 1st, and I was out of there June 30th.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Miss Globe Girl's like, you heard right. You know what I mean? You heard him right. Raise the IQ. And that's cool, Miss Globe Girl. Like I said, I like, I'm old school. When I was in the Navy, had their names on their butt. When they walked around on their ship, they had their names on their butts. You know what I mean? So we was always wondering why they would do that. You know what I mean? So people would know who they dealing with. Yeah. I guess they stopped that. They Me Too that out of the Navy, I think. I don't know. You know what I mean?
They take away all the fun, man.
They take away all the fun, bro. All of it. Sister Shoes in the house. What's good, love? We over here talking to your crazy brother. I don't know why I sent him the link.
Hey, but I'm gonna hop down. I got a few things to run before I go get my adjustment. I just wanted to. I saw you stream and I saw the topic, man. I really appreciate you, DL, doing this. Shout out to Tommy, Mandrell, and of course you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for continuing to fight the good fight. And I'll catch you guys next time. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother. And happy Veterans Day, brother. Peace. So we lose a medic and we gain a Marine. We got the craziest person I know in the chat, man. Brother Mark is in the house. What's good, Marine? How you feeling, brother?
And the IQ drops back down.
Man. Hey, I heard that shit that Tommy said last night, man. Listen, we might get your checks from you, but we also get your chicks from you too. We steal them.
Oh,
hey, from them, not me, sir. I told them happy birthday from their daddy.
Damn. Oh, no, I'm playing. No, happy Veterans Day to all you, man. Respect to everyone on the panel, and everybody out there that's listening, that served, or got family that served, people that passed away that aren't here anymore. Respect to everybody here, and I lost a couple guys along the way that were deployed over there or they were stationed back home. So, it's a good day, and Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Those are the type 2 holidays where I do take it a bit kind of serious, because I know it's a lot of history that's been there, a lot of battles that were fought. So, got to show a lot of respect to everyone here, man. Tommy B, we're in the Bay Area, so I grew up there, so I got respect for you too. Even more bias, Warriors, Mandrell, you did your thing too, man, when you served. So a lot of respect for you too, and DL Saint for letting me up on the panel, man, for what you did when you were airborne. That's all I gotta say.
That's what's up, man. And all I gotta say to you is this:
Pray! This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Shout out to all those Marines who really know how to pray, man. Thank you for your service, brother. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And Sister Shamara Shushu, she was like, just sliding through on my break. Wanted to show love. We appreciate that. Miss AKA lady, about to go chill with the fam, but the reason we are able to freely talk ish in your chat is tied back to y'all's effort. Y'all are truly appreciated. Happy Veterans Day, y'all. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day to you and yours as well, love. Sister Shushu, y'all enjoy y'all special day, and thank you for your service. I really appreciate that, love. Sister Jenny had a question. Have any one of you been in convoys driving in the middle of the streets, avoiding dangers? Yes, yeah. I have definitely been in convoys, and I'm pretty sure Brother Marcus and Brother Mandrell has seen their share of convoys. And who wanted to speak on it first?
Mandrell, you want to go first? No, seniority. You're the old man, so you go first.
No, you go. You don't want to get up here and don't say shit. I want to hear your story.
Yeah, we hear Mandrell talk all the goddamn time. Yeah, you go, Devil Dog.
And Tommy don't get in convoys and shit. He ain't do much of nothing.
Tommy was on a fucking boat. They don't
right. Tommy was
convoy into the club.
Hey, man, Tommy's out there being hard-headed.
Listen, dog, that party wasn't easy, man. We had a lot of long nights waking up, man.
Yeah, he convoying. They convoying to the club don't count. They convoying and they own vehicles.
Right. Tommy out there being hard-headed, doing army, like you said, doing army shit.
Doing army shit.
The stuff Tommy was doing, army dudes do that, DL. Like, for real. It's nothing to hear a soldier doing the shit that Tommy was doing. Look at him.
Right. Oh, danglers. Look at that. That's you, bro. Let me pull that up, man.
Yeah, that's back in the day.
That little puppy sailor.
Right. That's how I used to get away with everything, man. That innocent face, man.
Little puppy sailor, bro. Rock out to you. And then I think I misread the chat. Miss Jenny was saying not dangerous, but danglers, avoiding danglers on the convoy. Let's see. So yeah, bro. Oh man, look at this Marine baby face over here, man. Look at that, bro. And if y'all go back to Brother Mandrell and I did a show on the thumbnail, I put our pictures up, man. If you go back and look at that, man, we send our babies off to fight. Let me tell you right now, we were children when they sent us off. And it is what it is, bro. But
That was Mandrell after when he was crying.
Ah, damn. You got you, man.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry.
They gave me that goddamn haircut in boot camp.
Oh man.
I know. Oh man, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I was damn near bald already, so I didn't care. I was finna cut my shit off anyway. Look at that Miss Globe girl, beer on the pier. Like that's.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that Navy life, man. I just, yeah, but I do understand that party life, man, and that was good time. I think the friendships, you know what I mean, that formed when I was in, some of the strongest bonds I've ever had in my life, man, and they're still good to this day. When you can pick up a phone that you ain't, call someone you ain't talked to in over 35 years and they'll be there. You know what I mean? There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, and with social media, as much stuff we talk about social media, that's one of the things that I like about it is it keeps you connected with everybody without having to, pick up the phone and talk to them every day. So, a lot of the people that I serve with, we've all watched each other get married, have kids, all of this stuff, all through Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So that's one of the good, we like to talk about all the bad stuff about social media, but that's one of the dopest part about social media is, every day I get on my Facebook, I'm watching an update for some of the friends that I serve with, as long as as well as your regular family and friends, but, the people that you serve with, it's usually the ones you will fall out of contact with if we didn't have something like social media. And through social media, you get to still see them grow, see them. I mean, a lot of the guys that I was in with are now chiefs and senior chiefs and shit now. So, I get to watch their promotions and stuff. And so that's super dope.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And Sister Jenny was saying that my husband told me a few stories of him driving and being on top, like, being a machine gunner or maybe manning the MK-19, that Mark 19, which is an automatic grenade launcher, and on the gun intense. Yeah, like when I was in, that was before IEDs were a thing, right? So I was in the 90s, like 90, 91. Yes, a lot of convoys. I've convoyed all over the country, you know what I mean, all over the world, you know what I mean? So like Middle East to, South, like Asia, like in South Korea and stuff like that. But we never had to worry about IEDs. And I know the young guys that were coming up now. Yeah, and because you would see a carcass like an animal, a dead animal, that could be a bomb. You know what I mean? Some of these bombs were like, buried under the road. You had, broken down cars could be IEDs. I don't know how that had to be fucking crazy to deal with, bro. So did you have any crazy stories around that topic there, Brother Mandrell?
Yeah, I've been hit by a few of them.
Damn.
IEDs. That shit ain't fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, I mean that's just wild. But most of the IEDs that they hide inside of animals, and they're poorly made, so the yield isn't that high. The ones you got to worry about are the ones that are in the street, like in populated areas, because a lot of times they get a hold of like old shells and stuff like that, and they pack it full of bullshit like screws and not rocks. You don't want to use rocks because the explosion will turn that to dust. But you want to pack it with screws, nails, something metallic. Because it makes bolts. Because it makes shrapnel. So I mean, it's crazy. Those are the ones you want to worry about because they pack that so full of explosives and stuff, man. Yeah, those have a higher yield. I don't know what it is, but the thing is, those you can see those easier. So you can see those while driving in the road. So you hope you're not driving too fast to where you can't stop before you get to it or go around it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And shout out to all those EOD guys. You talk about Superman. Ain't no way in hell I want to have the job of going to defuse those bombs. And that's what those guys do. Those EOD guys, they deal with that all the time. Shout out to them. You want to talk about hardcore? That's, boy, the hardest of the hardcore, in my opinion. And Sister Jenny said her husband was deployed 03 to 04 to Baghdad, got to check his DD-214. Yeah, you'll find all kind of good stuff on that DD-214. And for those soldiers out there, those vets, those sailors, those Marines, make sure you guys are going to the VA and taking advantage of those benefits that you earned. You know what I mean? Don't be like a dumb. I was a dummy. I I didn't do it. I didn't get involved with the VA. I didn't do any of that stuff until, shit, man, I was in my 40s. Right. Even though I was hurting and everything, I was like, but I'm doing good. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And one of my buddies had to sit me down like, bro, you earned those benefits, man. Go take full advantage of them. You know, and I did. So for anyone out there who served and, you know, you haven't gone and gotten rated, you haven't taken advantage of the VA. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it, man. You earned those. You earned that. You earned those benefits.
It actually is not anymore. I just got mine. It was during Trump's term. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And now it's actually way easier now, man. I started my process in like February, and I started getting paid in like April and May. It was real easy. I actually think I just found my road to 100 too with sleep apnea. So I'm about to hit them up probably this morning.
Here's the thing. Now the thing is, Tommy, you want to get a Nexus letter. If it's not in your military medical records, that's why I tell people, if you are a veteran and you ever went to the doctor while you was in the military, I want you to go to TRICARE Online. Google TRICARE Online, click on it. To start a username and password is free, and look up your military medical records because you can get them from there, right? Because it's going to ask you where were you stationed. You tell them where you're stationed, your last duty station, okay? Last place you were stationed at. And it's going to ask you what hospital did you go to. If you don't see it, just put the name of the main hospital on that post. If you don't know that, you can Google that too. You know, main hospital on whatever Air Force base or Army base, whatever. Okay, so like that, then click on medical report or medical records. Look for in your medical records. Look for the category that says problem list. The problem list is a list of diagnoses that you receive while in the military. Anything listed in that problem list that the VA gives compensation for, they cannot deny you. They must award you compensation for it, period. Irrefutable. Anything other than that, you have to provide a Nexus letter, which is a letter from a doctor connecting your condition to your military service.
That's what's up, man. That's great information, man, because this is stuff I didn't know. And yeah, man, that's really good. And what would you recommend, fellas? What would you guys recommend for those service members who look for some help dealing with the VA? Y'all know any, like, is there like a I don't know, website or organization out there that specializes?
Well, in California, we have CalVet, and they super helpful. They did all the paperwork and shit for me. So CalVet in California, I'm not sure the other states, but definitely CalVet in California. And to add to DL's part, if you're in California, even if you're at a 0% rating, your kids will no longer have to pay for college in California. You're considered a disabled vet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because you're service connected. Even if it's a 0%, if like Tommy says, even if it pays out at 0%, you're still a service connected. You have a service connected disability. That's why it counts like that. And Alabama's the same way. Like if I have a kid here, they'll never have to pay for college. In the state of Alabama.
You better get to work, boy. Free college.
Man. So, man,
and I don't pay property taxes here to eat.
So, somebody explained to me that I guess they changed some law or something now. So all I have to do is go there and tell them about it. And they'll just give me the machine, and if I have it, they'll just basically rate me for sleep apnea. So is that wrong or?
Well, sleep apnea is an automatic 50% out the gate. So that's one they're gonna want you to prove. So if you got it, that's cool, you got it. But how is it connected to your military service? That's what they want to know. That's the rating wants to know.
Well, I think sleeping under that flight deck is an issue.
It might be, but have your doctor like if it's not. That's why I told you, dude, go to your military medical records, see if you got diagnosed with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not sure I have it. Like that's why I tell guys now that join up, like, man, go to the doctor for every fucking thing. If your pinky hurt, take your ass to the doctor.
Yeah,
that's one thing I didn't know when I went in. I would have been I'd have been at the doctor a lot more because I just naturally don't go to the doctor like that. So if I knew what I knew now, I definitely would have been a doctor every fucking day. Like
Yeah, and it was different for us too, being part of that airborne army. If you went to sick call, I could have lost my jump status. So I was hurt. A lot of us were hurt. We would never go get it looked into because we would be pulled. We would lose our jump slot, and we didn't want to do that. So, and there are, I guess the VA has finally acknowledged that was the case for us. Then we're talking about guys who were in the 90s, you know, back like through the 80s and into like the mid 90s. That was the case. So apparently there's something out there, there's a directive out there now to say, well, if I was on jump status during this time period, you get an automatic rating because they know we didn't go to the doctor. They knew
you were mandated not to.
We were mandated not to, and if we went, it would actually cost us. So they finally acknowledged that, and that's all through the VA doing good work. But yeah, you're right. If you're just in regular military, go to sick call. Okay? Go to, well, I don't know what y'all call it in the Navy and the Marine Corps, but go see the doctor. If something's wrong, go get it checked out. Same thing. Okay, go get it checked out because you need those records down the road, and if you can't prove it, then you're not going to get any sort of compensation for it. They're going to say you didn't get that in the military. You got that when you were a civilian. Yeah,
that's the purpose of the Nexus letter, Tommy. Like I said,
So what exactly is the Nexus letter?
It's a letter that your doctor types up that explains how your condition that you're filing the claim for is connected to your military service.
Oh, okay, got you. So,
like if you sleep on it, you could be a civilian doctor. It could be a civilian doctor, a military doctor. It could be any doctor. Any doctor can write a Nexus letter if they want to. You know what I'm saying? And the thing, like, if you want to explain like sleeping under a flight deck or however you think you got it, you can tell your doctor, just say, hey, this is what leads to sleep. So letting me catch a sleep apnea. It's connected to my military service. I need a letter explaining how it's connected to my military service. You know what I'm saying? And once your doctor, and if your doctor type that up, sign it, give it to you, you just scan that bad boy so you have it on a computer somewhere. So when you file your claim, you just upload that joint with it, the Nexus letter, and make sure it's titled Nexus letter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The rater should know what that means. So I mean. Yeah,
I put it in the chat, like the definition for Nexus letter. I just did a quick, Google of it, and I put in the chat the definition that I found just real quick. So there it is, right there.
Yeah, I mean, now the whole VA process, I learned this thing back through and through. The key really is in the diagnosis. If you got the diagnosis while you're in the military, they're not going to deny that. They can't because it's in your military medical records.
Yeah, that's the problem.
What I'm saying? Like this.
Most of us wasn't going to the doctor for much,
right?
Because we weren't thinking about this shit. So it's like, it's like. But I agree with what you said, 100%. Everything that I had that was documented in there, it was no fighting nothing. I just got it.
So that's what's up, man. I'm glad y'all joined us, man. I want to end with this. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We could talk all day, but I got to go feed my daughter. She walking around here wanting some tacos, and I promise I'll go get them since it ain't storming no more. Our storm went away. I got to go get my baby some tacos, man. I love my children, but God dog. But I wanted to end with this. This is from the 1994 movie Renaissance Man, St. Crispin's Day speech. Whenever I see this, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It hits me right like a certain way, man. It almost gets me emotional, man. Let's check this out.
Come on, what was that? I can't hear it. Come on, go!
He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named and rouse him at the name of Crispian.
I didn't tell you to stop. Keep going. Keep going. Go!
He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeves, show his scars, and say, these wounds I had on St. Crispian's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. Well, he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, being their flowing cups freshly remembered. And this story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin shall ne'er go by, from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be one. And children in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their man whiles any speaks, who fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day. Got enough, Drill Sergeant?
Yeah, that's enough. That never happened in real life. Drill Sergeant would have been done and smoked his ass. He'd have had a face full of mud. He'd have been rolling around.
Yeah,
but that was a great scene for a movie.
Yo, is that the guy from Bronx Tale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
I think so. I think so. But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, I remember watching that and I'm like, wow, that's how I feel when I you know, we band of brothers, because that all that shit we dealt with, all the stuff that we did for our country, we did for each other. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna lie. I like that. I rock that out, man. Thank y'all so much for being on here. Let's do final thoughts. Let's do final thoughts and we'll wrap this up. Looks like Mandrill, you're first, bro. What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts, people, show appreciation to your veterans, because you guys, without actually serving, you have no idea what we go through. Even when it's peacetime and we're not at war, we're back here, you know what I'm saying, stateside. Y'all don't know what we go through. It's some bullshit. And if you're married to a veteran, give him or her a break. You have no idea the level of stress that they're under every single day. Again, even under peacetime, you have no idea what they go through every day, and then they have to come home. Don't give them shit. Make home as comfortable for your veteran as you possibly can. That's it.
That's what's up. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you for your service, man. That is Brother Mandrell, man. Green Beret, a real G.I. Joe, y'all. Right here. Check him out on Black Man Unfiltered Networks, man. He has his own show, Unapologetic, with Mandrell and Shushu. What's that? Every
Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Time. So check him out over there in Black Man Unfiltered, brother. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you for everything you've done for me, man, and for the rest of the country.
Thank you all.
Bro.
Yeah. Thank the rest of y'all, and thank you for having me here.
Oh, my pleasure, man. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'll see you. I'm sure I'll see you. I'll be over on Black Man later on today.
Okay, no problem. See y'all later.
Peace. Brother Tommy, what are your final thoughts?
You know, I joined up, you know, for unpatriotic reasons. And joining it made me more patriotic. And I don't want to say unpatriotic as if it was like anti-American, but you know, I was just trying to get out some shit. But you know, I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the military. I call it my college years, since I didn't go to college.
Right.
And I want to thank all of y'all for your service. Say rest in peace to a couple of my guys, John, my boy LaFleur, who all made it through there and then got back out here and ended up, getting taken away. My Uncle Wayne. But yeah, man, it's just, you know, I'm just incredibly thankful for what the military gave me, the experiences of being overseas, which I probably never would have done that without it. And just, you know, like I said, the experiences, the friends, and all of that stuff. So y'all have a good day. Get some of this free food. You feel me? And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans.
Same to you, brother. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? A stand-up man, a father, a veteran, an American, you know what I mean? And a real G. Thank you, brother Tommy. It's always a pleasure to see you, man. I'll see you around, homie.
For sure.
Peace. And my favorite devil dog, brother Marcus, man. What are your final thoughts?
Hey, man, I appreciate you just letting me up on here. Every day is a blessing. every day when you wake up is a new day. We're here because of the people that aren't here anymore with us, that were fighting for us, or fighting with us, beside us, to our left and our right. I want to say rest in peace and rest in Valhalla to Corporal Thomas. Rest in peace and Valhalla to Staff Sergeant Rojo. I want to shout out to Staff Sergeant Rader, Staff Sergeant Nichols, who I was in tank school when I was deployed in the 1st Battalion tank unit, and then when I transitioned and moved to recon, and a lot of the other gents that I got to work with, anybody from boot camp to now who isn't in or still in, you know who you are. Shout out to you. I learned a lot from y'all, and some of you that came in and started learning from me. It was crazy, but I appreciate. Shout out to DL Saint, man, what you did when you served. You did a lot of accomplishments yourself. You were back in the real rough days, because I'm not gonna lie, all the drill instructors I had said, hey, in our days, boot camp was the real shit. And as the generations got on, it got a little bit nicer, got a little bit sweeter. But hey, man, I got to shout out all the vets too, the ones that served my generations before me, and everyone out there that has a family member or a friend that served. You see a homeless person, just have a conversation with them. See what that means. Help them out or something if you can. With that being said, thank you for having me. Much respect, and hoorah. That's it.
Hoorah. That's what's up. Simplify to you, Devil Dog. That's what's good, man. Thank you so much for coming through. I'm sure I'll see you around, because we're going to be out here making it happen, bro. Thank you for your service, brother. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Peace.
Peace. So there you have it, man. That's it. That's our veteran show for today. This is one of many that's going on today. Again, go over to Black Man Unfiltered Network. Check out their veteran show today, and What We Know podcast. Brother JT and Rob are doing one as well today. Last good man in Jersey, thanks for coming through, bro. Good to see you, fam. I appreciate that. Had to drop in on DL for Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for the support. Sister Jenny, not just today, give difference every day, or deference every day. And thank you, love. I appreciate that. And that was probably towards what Brother Mandrell was saying. Hey, listen. I'm extremely proud to be an American. I'm proud that I served. I'm proud of my service, and I love all the men and women that served with me, right? All the ones who came before me, and all those young ones that are going to serve. Americans, listen, what we have is special, and it is definitely a gift. Freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for, right, by those who do serve. So never forget that, right? Never forget that, okay? And you know what I mean? When you think of veteran, I hope you mean it. I hope you mean it. And one of the best ways to show us that you mean it is to vote and participate in the process, y'all, for real. So thank y'all so much for hanging out. You know what I mean? I all the well wishes. I appreciate it all. Yeah, man, this is a good day. This is a great day to be an American. And to all our brothers and sisters who paid that ultimate sacrifice, who laid it down for this country, rest easy. You know what I mean? And thank you for your sacrifice. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.